What's going on? Welcome back to another video here. And let's get into the hip hop version of the show. Now, before 2015, I was offered to do a boxing show. This was earlier in the year, and they were going to and then do it like a sports show where we talk about boxing and everything else and just do debates like you saw on the internet. This was way back in the day. Everything changed. Everything changed. People developed. The course of the internet changed to where more people was watching the internet than going online. So our reception is going to be a little bad here in a minute. So bear with me. Yo. Yeah, I'm waiting on a truck. I got the cops in front of me. Not a good thing. Tell you, brothers, no matter if they innocent or not, brothers just naturally don't feel comfortable when the cops are around. Period. We be thinking about taking off. We ain't did nothing wrong, no crime. Just a natural feeling. But anyway, in 2015, or at least early part of 2016, a UK production company that was attached to a US production company, they wanted to do a podcast show with me talking about my hip-hop stories. And this was the latter part of 2015 going into 2016. So yeah, around that time. So hip-hop videos, the movie straight after, got a lot of steam. And that it started to blow up really fast, and people wanted to know more about what I knew. Then they went back and started hearing about the Jay-Z and Nas situation, and it's like, man, this guy got a lot of facts in his videos. So they wanted to contact me, and a lot of people on the West Coast was trying to get me to do a reality show, and Entertainment One was one of the people that stepped up. So a lot of different production companies were behind it, but mainly this main financer from the UK was going to put up this money for the show, and they're like, we already got sponsors. They're gonna want to watch this because one of the sponsors that we work with, they do this show that the people come on there and go to the UK and support this guy's show. He's a DJ that everybody stops there and see him. Tim Westwood. So he's a sponsor for Tim Westwood show. So they've all asked me to do these podcasts, already structured, already had the money behind it, and I turned them all down. Every single one I turned down. I didn't want to do it because once I seen the contract, when I was like, well, let me see the contract. When I saw the deal, it should have been never as much as it was. There's litigations that were in there that I could be sued. That's like wide open. They take no responsibility for anything. Anybody can come in and just sue me for nothing. So all the risk is on me. And UK law, it would have been, a lot of things are under the UK law, especially if they're involved. So their laws are a lot different from the United States laws, and you would have been subject to suffer under their laws, meaning that lawsuits and litigations and things of that matter, you can't just say a lot of blasphemous things or say something without the evidence of it being true in a lot of natures over there. Unlike the United States of America, where the freedom of speech over there, you got it, it's very different. And a lot of people don't know that, but it's true. So their laws are a lot different from us. And I wasn't willing to sign off to do that. And the person that was gonna do the podcast with me was very upset because he thought for sure, this is great money, we got the bag. I haven't heard from that guy since 2016. He was a guy that found me on LinkedIn, and from that point on, it was the same. The connection should be better now. But to recap, a production company wanted to give us a reality show, put it together, not just of me, but of everything, you know, just hip hop, based off the NWA, then the success we had during the Straight Outta Compton movie. So yeah, out of the Straight Outta Compton movie, the success was like monumental. And because it was monumental, we had a lot of people go back and check the other videos, the Nas and all that stuff. So now it's like, what more does he know? We got to get this guy on the show. So they already had shows that they were talking about putting podcasts on, and one does the Tim Westwood show, and they sponsored that show, so they were up and about for that one. And they had the sponsorship money already. They were like, look, we're gonna put it on. You got this guy, and this guy's gonna be on the podcast. There was 3 people on the podcast show. I'm like, no. They're like, no. Like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. I've been offered a lot of podcast shows. I just turn them all down. But this one had money behind it. So the guy who found me, he was all excited, like, oh, this is my thing. I'm gonna like working with you and blah 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 blah. Been watching your videos, getting some reference. I had a radio show here and such and such. I'm like, all right, that's cool. No, I didn't turn down Joe Budden. But the money was coming in from overseas. This international company overseas from the UK was the main financiers of this would have been podcast show. And this was in 2015, 2016, around that time. So with that being said, my YouTube channel was at its all-time high. I had broadband trying to partner with me at the time. The money's coming in hand over fist, and then they're coming with these deals. Now, like I told you, I turned down the deal because if you look at the contract they had, there are certain litigations in the contract that you will be responsible for. Like everything on there, you're liable to be sued. I'm like, well, Dr. Dre could sue me. Interscope could sue me. Eminem could sue me. This person could sue me. I'm out of the game. Right there. 3 major lawsuits put me on bankruptcy. So I said, well, there's no risk that the show is taking. The financiers, they're not taking any of the risk. And at any given time, they could just cut their support of the podcast. At any time, they could walk away. So what benefit was I going to have from them? And this was back then. Now podcasts are crazy. 3 years ago, podcasts was just some little small thing that some people were doing. They were talking about putting this on a major thing because it was hip hop. Everybody else was doing podcasts for years. Wrestling podcasts, this podcast. They were small mom and pop type things that somebody have a niche for. But this, they were talking about doing what they were doing with like Joe Budden podcast with 3 of us back then. At that time, I was making doo-doo dumb dollars. So it was no concern to me to want to go this route, to jump on it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Because the thing is the security. You didn't have the security that you once had. Now, things are changing even at YouTube. Now, YouTube has changed itself into a limited liability company. They've rebranded themselves. So now they're trying to find a lot of wiggle room to lessen their responsibilities due to things that other people were doing on YouTube. So that's why it's a lot of restrictions and a lot of different things going on. But UK have a lot of different laws as far as what you can say on a video and what you cannot. And it's different from the United States. So if a podcast is over there, mostly if they say, a lot of it has to be accurate, or you could be liable to be sued like crazy, more different than you can here in the United States. You know, all the hearsay type of stuff is really, the laws are different from the UK than it is in the United States. That's why you see over in the UK, a lot of people, you don't see all that Star Magazine stuff and all that. Nah, they don't really do that. In the United States, yeah, you can talk away. But in the UK, laws are different. Now, I got to get ready to go in here and watch this Venom movie again, so I can get my spoiler review out, but the review's already on the movie channel. This is my show. And Goo Roach is in first place. Goo came right in and went to first place just that quick. Goo Roach is in first place. Oh, I do have credibility. How many rappers have went and made videos and said, man, shouts out to Karceno, man. Shouts out to Karceno. He telling the truth. I don't know how he knows. From managers, so you had Safari, Yup Mouth, you heard Mace tell you I'm telling the truth. You had Puffy come out and confirm what I was saying. What more do you need? What more do you need? Hey, I'm here to see Venom. I'm here to see Venom.
It's going to be 9:23.
Okay, there we go.
The one at 1 o'clock?
Yep.
All right.
All right, now the preview should be over.
Yep.
And I'm right in here.
Enjoy.
Thank you. What time does the show start?
Start.
How many starts?
Start. Usually like 1:15, 1:20.
Bad. I'm right on time. How you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. You're in 9?
All the way in the back. Man, they threw me in the small theater. I wanted to be on the big one. But all right. We all good. What's cracking? Let me get a nacho with cheese.
Do you have a loyalty card?
Huh?
Loyalty card?
Oh, yes, I got loyalty.
Do you want jalapenos?
No jalapenos.
No? Okay.
And I'll take a medium Coke.
else? Anything else?
That will be all. There you are. Thank you so
Would
much.
you like your receipt?
No receipt?
Nope.
Okay, so she just basically wants like her person now.
Inside the pipe or whatever.
I'll ask her. Did you give him a straw?
Okay, there we go.
That's really weird.
Pretty sure she-
Thank you.
Yep.
See y'all later. And so far, thanks for the donations, man. But the Goo Roach came back and took first place, Mr. Sledge. I can believe that. I'm out. Diddy coat. Diddy coat. Diddy coat. Diddy coat.